What happens when a president suddenly changes the course of the most sensitive issue in the global politics? And what does it mean for the future of United States and Iran standoff? A major development is now raising questions for all of my viewers. The United States President Donald Trump has indicated that United States will not use American resources to recover Iran's enrichment uranium stockpiles despite months of tensions, military confrontations as well as international concerns over Tehran's nuclear activities. At the first glance, this may sound like a technical nuclear issue, but many implications go far beyond just the uranium. For months, Iran's nuclear program has remained at the center of the negotiations between Washington and Tehran. The United States has repeatedly pushed Iran to limit or maybe eliminate the key parts of the nuclear capabilities. And yet now, Trump appears to be signaling a more cautious approach towards it. According to reports, large quantities of enrichment, the uranium, remains buried beneath the damaged nuclear facilities inside Iran. Recovering that material would be very highly complicated, operating involving major logistics, security, as well as political risks. And that is where the story becomes interesting. Yes, interesting because instead of pursuing a costly mission to retrieve or naturalize those stockpiles, Trump appears to be willing to leave the issue on just the negotiation table. Well, now reports suggest that the administration believes physically recovering the material and it could be very dangerous and potentially impossible under the current conditions. But this is not just about the practicality. There's far more behind layers to it. Yes, critics argue that stepping back could now give Iran more leverage in the future talks. Supporters, however, say that avoiding another military escalation is smarter opinion, especially after months of instability across the Middle East. Meanwhile, the broader diplomatic picture remains uncertain. Negotiations between Washington and Tehran continue to face major obstacles. Trust remains low. Both sides continue to accuse each other of violating commitments. And then the regional tensions involving Israel, Iran, and U.S. allies have not disappeared at all. And that means the uranium remains very unresolved. And for Iran, remaining access of the enrichment uranium could now strengthen its bargaining positions. So for the United States, avoiding a deeper involvement now may reduce immediate risks, but could now create the new strategic questions very much later. Another bigger question is whether this marks a temporary tactical adjustment for the long-term shift in American policy towards Iran or not. Because if Washington is no longer insisting on removing every piece of Iran's nuclear infrastructure, it could simply signal a very difficult approach for the future negotiations. What is your take on this? Make sure to comment down below.